Welcome back to the Chapter 2 podcast, my friends. I'm genuinely so glad you're here today. As I'm recording this, we're heading into the holiday season, a time that is supposed to feel magical, connected, and warm. But if we're honest, it can also be one of the most draining times of the year. Not because we don't love the people around us and not because we're ungrateful, but because so many of us overextend ourselves during this season. We say yes when we're exhausted. We take on the emotional load of making everything special. We manage the gatherings, the gifts, the expectations, the invisible labor that no one sees but everyone relies on. We try to be everything to everyone. And somewhere along the way, our own energy quietly slips down the priority list. So, this episode, this conversation about reclaiming your energy is especially important right now. But if you're listening to this in March or July or some totally random afternoon where you're just trying to catch your breath, it still applies because feeling drained, stretched, or pulled in too many directions isn't seasonal, it's human. And for women especially, it can show up in any time of the year. Today's episode is for you, no matter the date on the calendar. And I want it to feel like a real conversation between two women sitting together with coffee, figuring this out honestly, gently, and without judgment because I'm right here with you. I'm learning and unlearning in real time too. I want to start this conversation with a truth. And that truth is you're probably tired for a reason. A recent study from the American Psychological Association found that women experience significantly higher levels of emotional exhaustion than men, largely due to invisible labor, multitasking, and the expectation to be on for everyone all the time. It's not just work, it's the emotional management, it's the remembering, the anticipating, it's the I'll take care of it reflex we've been conditioned into. If I'm being honest, when I think about the times in my life when I felt the most depleted, when my breast cancer diagnosis collided with the breakdown of my marriage, when I was holding everything together for my kids while quietly falling apart on my own, I wasn't just physically drained. My energy was everywhere but with me. I was giving it to fear, to survival mode, to trying to be strong and to trying to keep the peace, to trying to make everyone else comfortable in situations that were deeply uncomfortable for me. Maybe you've been there too, or maybe you're there right now. If so, take a breath. This conversation is your permission slip to take some of that energy back. So let's talk about the sneaky places your energy drains from, because most women don't lose energy in big dramatic moments. We lose it in tiny, repeated, quiet ones. Here are a few common areas, and I'll weave in some of my own too, just so that you know you're not alone in this. The first is the default yes. You know that moment when someone asks something of you and your mouth says yes before your brain has even processed the question? Yep, I know that one intimately. For years, my identity revolved around being reliable or helpful, capable. And that's a beautiful part of who you are. But automatic yeses are a direct pipeline out of your energy reserves. Number two, carrying emotions that aren't yours. Women do this more than anyone. We absorb tension in the room, we try to fix discomfort, and we try to manage reactions. If you've survived a toxic relationship or grew up in unpredictability, you become hyper attuned to everyone else's emotional state. That vigilance costs energy, far more than most people even realize. And number three, old stories you've outgrown. This one hits deep. Stories like, I need to be strong and I don't want to be a burden. I should be able to handle this. I can't upset anyone and I need to earn rest. Every time one of those narratives activates, you lose a little more energy. Number four, invisible labor. Women know this one well. The planning, the emotional support, the reminders, the anticipation of needs, and the behind the scenes logistics no one sees, but everyone relies on. All of it costs energy, and most women don't track any of it. And number five, not giving yourself time to reset. Here's the thing, energy is like a bank account. You cannot constantly withdraw without making deposits. But many of us weren't raised to value rest. We were raised to value productivity, helpfulness, and adaptability. So we push. We override our intuition and we skip moments of replenishment until we're running on fumes. If you're nodding along, I want you to know something clearly. You're not failing. You're not dramatic. You're not missing something everyone else seems to know. You're human and you've been operating without the energetic support you deserve. Now, when I talk about reclaiming your energy, I'm not talking about spa days or vacations, although those things are wonderful. I'm talking about calling your power back. Reclaiming your energy is about remembering what's yours and what isn't. It's about choosing yourself in moments where you've historically abandoned your needs. It's about making tiny shifts that create big change. Think of it like energetic boundaries. You're not creating walls, you're closing the open windows where your energy has been leaking out. A few years ago, in the storm of everything happening at once, I was sitting there and I remember thinking, how am I even functioning right now? My body was moving through the day on autopilot, but my energy was scattered everywhere else with doctors, with my partner's behavior, with the kids, with constant worry and trying to plan for the future without knowing what my future looked like, and with trying to control something, anything, in a situation that felt uncontrollable. I was doing 1,000 things, but none of my energy belonged to me. And I realized something. It wasn't that I was weak. It wasn't that I wasn't resilient. It was that I had been giving away my energy faster than I could replenish it. Reclaiming my energy started with a simple question. And I want to ask it to you now. Where is your energy going that doesn't deserve it anymore? Not where should it go or who wants it or what are you obligated to do, but truly and honestly, where are you losing energy that is costing more than it's giving? Let that sit for a moment. Awareness is the doorway to change. So, how do you gently reclaim your energy? Well, I want to make this part simple. We don't need another overwhelming self care list. We just need a few things we can actually do. Here are three shifts that make a massive difference. One, Practice the pause before yes. If you take only one thing from this episode, let it be this. When someone asks something of you, practice saying, "Let me get back to you." That pause gives your nervous system space. It gives your mind clarity. It gives your energy boundaries. This one shift can reclaim hours, emotional weight, and mental space. 2, pull your energy back from situations you can't control. Here's a grounding phrase I use often. That's not mine to carry. If someone is upset, not mine to carry. If someone is disappointed by a boundary, not mine to carry. If a situation is beyond my control, not mine to carry. Say it as many times as you need. And 3, micro moments of replenishment. Energy responds to consistency, not intensity. Tiny, repeatable moments refill your energy. 30 seconds of deep breathing, drinking water before your coffee, one quiet cup of tea, standing outside for 2 minutes, a bedtime routine that lasts 90 seconds, saying no once a week. Small becomes sustainable, and sustainable becomes transformation. If you're like me, you like fact-based information. So here's a little fact that might free you. According to a study in the Journal of Occupational Health Psychology, micro breaks as small as 60 to 120 seconds significantly restore emotional and cognitive energy. You don't need an hour, you don't need a full morning routine, and you don't need to run away to the woods, although some days that would be nice. You just need moments where you stop abandoning yourself. So, here are my closing thoughts. Reclaiming your energy is not selfish. It's not dramatic. It's not rude. It is self-respect. It is emotional adulthood and nervous system regulation. It is healing. It is rebuilding. It is stepping into your chapter 2 with clarity and strength. You deserve to feel like yourself again, the grounded, centered, whole version of you, not the depleted version or the stretched thin version, not the version running on scraps. You deserve more. You deserve the real you. So choose one of these ways to reclaim just 5% of your energy this week. One boundary, one pause, one moment of stillness. One thing you stop apologizing for. Small things create big change, especially when done from a place of self-respect. Once again, thank you for spending this time with me. If this episode brought you clarity or comfort, I'd love for you to share it with another woman who might need it. We're building a community of women who are reclaiming, rebuilding, and rewriting their lives, and your voice helps expand that reach. And if you haven't yet, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss next week's episode. Your energy is precious, my friend, and you deserve every ounce of it. From my heart to yours, you are enough.